There are all your ridiculous murder and mayhem updates, the mass murder contagion. We're moving down the news purge. We got to speed it up now. We're on to Obamessiah updates. Bandit Obama billboard sparks storm in U.S. city. You can see a little bit of this billboard. It says vote Democrat, rat being big, join the game, and it's got caricatures of Obama as an Islamic terrorist, a gangster, a greasy bandito, and what looks to be a flamboyant homosexual. Surprise, surprise, Obama's related to Sarah Palin. This from the Associated Press, and of course we just add it to the list. They're all related to each other. That's how the game is played. Inbred elites think they're better than us, and they've positioned themselves to run and ruin our lives. Wall Street cash flow imperils Democrats. That's from Politico, as, again, folks, we're heating up to a heated selection season. Which fake side will you choose? Phony progressives or fake conservatives? And we're also getting to the big dog and pony show of the fake left frontmen clowns. Internal emails, however, revealing MTV has been pressuring their employees to attend the upcoming Jon Stewart rally. Jesse Ventura's new season of his show Conspiracy Theory is now running. Raw story covering him noting U.S. should abolish inherently corrupt political parties. GOP candidate in Ohio likes to dress up like a Nazi. Surprise, surprise. That's from MarkCrispinMiller.com. Supreme Court won't review president's right to eject critics from event. That's from Threat Level. And this source is back to folks trying to, have a bumper sticker on their car that says no more blood for oil. Not even being allowed to go near a Bush event. We noted it last week because it was breaking news. Here's more to flesh out this story from Politico and AllGov and Washington Post. Jim Jones to step down as National Security Advisor. Goodbye to James Revolving Door Jones and the guy who's replacing him. His last name's Donnellan. And of course his resume contains policy, law, Fannie Mae, Goldman Sachs. More on that from newmediajournal.us. A frail-looking Darth Cheney has been wheeled about by his wife Lynn, hawking an upcoming book, of course making comments on 9/11. And our last note on the Obamessiah, as we noted earlier, Hosanna. The Obamessiah is coming to town next Wednesday, October 20th, to Portland, Oregon. I have it on quite good authority. He will be appearing at the Oregon Convention Center, and hopefully there will be some good protests. And not of the fake left-right paradigm style. We quickly move now to police state updates. And if we had more time, but now we're running out of it and I can't even go into it. Douglas Coupland, of course, the author and coiner of the term Generation X. TheGlobeandMail.com gets into his pessimistic guide to the next 10 years. It's a list of, I believe, 45, and I did want to make time for this. You have to check it out yourself. But what goes right along with that, Americans see children's future dim in poll as 50% pessimistic. The SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, and the DHS, the Department of Homeland Stupidity, and community officials team up to, of course, attack patriot groups, and you can get the PDFs showing it and proving it. U.S. troops to deal with rioting Americans. Like when you lose your house, when banksters cheat you out of it, you might get a little mad, they'll call you a terrorist. We noted last week Operation Railsafe running drills on Amtrak routes. More from CBS Local, more from InfoWars on their drills to prep for a coming Mumbai-style attack. Meanwhile, police look for a link between C4 explosives in a Manhattan cemetery and a bizarre note found nearby. New York Daily News, of course. Michio Kaku. I believe we've noted him in recent months talking about, of course, they're aliens, and of course we probably don't want to meet them, much like Stephen Hawking was saying. Furthermore, from DeadlineLive.info, he also notes that anybody who opposes the New World Order system are basically terrorists. eye in the sky now peeking into your backyard. That's from notalemming.wordpress.com. Of course, getting into the blimps that can stay afloat forever. Not to mention the autonomous fleet of Google vehicles driving around, spying on all of us. National Guard adds Homeland Response Force to fight bioterror. More on that from bioprepwatch.com. And, of course, in an amazing editorial from the paper itself, New York Times defends the right of the U.S. government to assassinate anyone it pleases, essentially, noting the drone war. This war in basically everything but name against Pakistan, where, as we've noted, teenage boys raised on video games and Mountain Dew are killing little brown people thousands of miles away at the push of a button and don't really give a shit. But don't call it a war. But let's call it war whores. Aid worker Linda Norgrove killed by U.S. troops. We have reports from The Guardian, from Red Ice Creations, that get into this story. The killing of a British aid worker by the U.S. military. Obama offers condolences over Linda Norgrove's death. I'm sure it was an accident. Just as it was an accident that Pat Tillman was killed. Just as it was an accident that a bulldozer ran over Rachel Corrie. Just collateral damage in the ever-growing, ever-expanding, ever-flailing war of terror. But there's no wonder any of this is really happening. Now we have Betrayus running the Afghan surge in Afghan Iraq. Betrayus launches Afghan air assault and strikes are up 172%. Raw story, fortunately noting an ex-soldier, high-up guy, noting that the Iraq War fiasco was due to Ronald Rumsfeld's lies. Of course, he brings you aspartame. He arms Kim Jong-il, connected to A.Q. Khan. Shakes hands with Saddam Hussein, gives him chemical weapons. And that's our man. Last couple notes about the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, the mad scientist wing of the military, as it's euphemistically referred to. They're basically the transhumanism fascist sci-fi wing. DARPA starts sleuthing out disloyal troops. That's some pre-crime for you within the military, and they also want total nutritional awareness. DARPA wants to track troops' food 24/7. And we'll close out this amazing 1014 News Purge Become the Enemy by returning to my home state, which has become a heated battleground in the upcoming selection season, where Billy Clinton joins Joe Manchin for a rally in Morgantown, the site of WVU.
First tonight, pulling out presidential power in the race for the U.S. Senate.
Today, former President Bill Clinton made a stop in West Virginia to campaign for Governor Joe Manchin. Manchin is slightly behind in the polls in the race that is now considered a key one on a national level. News Channel 3's Callie Card is live in Morgantown, where the rally wrapped up just a little while ago. And Callie, this is really Manchin's first big campaign stop.
Yeah, Carrie, in an area that could be considered a battleground area, Manchin's challenger, Republican John Racy, is, of course, from Morgantown. Manchin lives just a little bit south of here in Fairmont, so this could be an area where either one of them could pick up a few key votes. I did talk to a couple folks here today who said they were still undecided in this race, a race that is now leaning Republican in the latest polls, and that's really attracting a lot of national attention. A lot of national news organizations were here today closely following this race that is very important on a national scale in that power struggle that is going on in Washington. And this race has really become downright nasty with all of those attack ads, a lot of them centering around not only each other, Manchin and Racy, but the third man in the race, President Barack Obama.